was the spring of 1979 when James Whitaker, a 32-year-old carpenter from Alabama, saw a news report that would change his life forever. The screen showed 9 young sisters, orphans after their parents had died in a house fire. They were about to be split up into different foster homes across the state. James sat in his small living room, his coffee growing cold as he watched their faces, scared, holding hands, refusing to let go of one another. Something inside him broke. He wasn't married. He wasn't rich. But he couldn't stand the thought of those girls losing each other. The next morning, he walked into the county office and said words that made the clerk drop her pen. "I'll take them. All of them." The social workers laughed at first. "Sir, 9 children? That's not possible."
But James didn't flinch. "Family's not about what's possible," he said quietly. "It's about what's right."
It took nearly 8 months of paperwork, background checks, and home visits. James built bunk beds from scrap wood. He turned his workshop into extra bedrooms. The neighbors whispered, "A single white man adopting 9 black girls." But James didn't care. When the adoption was finalized, the courtroom erupted in applause. The sisters ran to him, crying, calling him Daddy for the first time. The years that followed were far from easy. Money was tight. There were nights when dinner was just cornbread and soup. James worked double shifts, often coming home covered in sawdust. But every evening, he made sure to tuck each girl in, one by one, whispering the same words. "You are loved. You are mine. You are enough." By the time the 1980s rolled in, the Whitaker house had become a symbol of hope. James raised those girls with discipline, laughter, and grace. He taught them how to fix things, how to stand tall, how to forgive. When racism showed its teeth, at school, in stores, even from neighbors, he stood beside them, unflinching. "We don't answer hate with hate," he'd say. "We answer it by living better."
Life scattered them in the years that followed. Angela, the eldest, became a teacher in Atlanta.
Renee joined the Air Force. Carolyn became a nurse. Tasha opened a bakery named 9 Sisters and Dad. Faith, who once struggled with reading, became an author. Denise, the quiet one, earned a doctorate in psychology. Kim, always the rebel, started a charity for foster kids.
Maria became a pastor. And Lydia, the youngest, became a lawyer fighting for children's rights. Through it all, they never forgot the man who gave them a family. Every year on Father's Day, no matter where they were, they came home, to the same creaky farmhouse James had built with his own hands. In 2015, when James turned 68, he fell ill. The doctors said his heart was failing. The girls, now women with children of their own, flew from all over the country to be by his side. The hospital room was filled with laughter, gospel music, and stories that made the nurses cry. One night, as James drifted in and out of sleep, he opened his eyes to see all 9 of them standing around his bed, holding hands, humming the same lullaby he used to sing to them decades ago. A tear slipped down his cheek. "You did good, Daddy," Angela whispered. "You kept us together." He smiled faintly. "No," he said. "You kept me alive." James passed away quietly that night. At his funeral, 9 daughters stood before hundreds of people and spoke not of loss, but of legacy. They talked about the man who saw beyond color, beyond circumstance, beyond fear, and simply chose love. Now, 46 years later, those 9 girls, women, still gather every year. Their children and grandchildren play in the yard of the old farmhouse, which they've turned into a community center for foster kids. On the porch hangs a simple wooden sign James carved long ago. "Love builds families." And under it, the names of 9 daughters who proved him right.